211 at 454 South Main. Backup needed.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Stonie's Buds. So stoked to be here with y'all today. I think if you look around the booth, it's a little empty in here today, huh? There's just a kid, just Stonie's Buds, and by the kid I mean old man. Time is just how you perceive it. You know what I mean? What's in the mind is how you age yourself, I guess. And I'm the kid. But anyways, after the first episode, so many comments. I mean, wow, dude. Everybody, thank you so much for reaching out. It's incredible. And the people who identified with the story and saw a little bit of themselves in there and shared some stuff with me and had more questions for me. I mean, that seemed to be the ongoing theme in the comments. And I think it seemed like a lot of people, they not only wanted to know, what happened with the bomb hole and all that, but they also, when they heard what the deal was, they wanted to know the full story. And I think we only kind of touched on the bomb hole scenario, and Eric and I didn't get into the full origin story. And I felt like I was answering the question pretty much 100 times a day for the past 2 weeks, getting into it and going through and answering more questions about it for people. And so I was just like, you know what? I am just going to do another episode. And you know what? I don't want to do another episode with me being the topic, because that's the last thing I wanted to do. But I do think, if 15 of you are completely overhearing about it and it's too much, and you really don't care about the drug stuff, and I mean you care, but you'd rather hear about snowboarding, that's fine, because if it touches one person, gets that person to go in and start asking the hard questions and go into maybe rehab or detox or who knows, maybe they go all the way. If one person's life changed, then it was all worth it. And this sitting here for this episode was 100% the right call. So if you're not into it, just listen anyways. We haven't been able to spend time with each other in a long time, so you get a little bonus episode. I'm going to do my origin story and focus on, my story. And there's a lot of it I wanted to share with you guys anyways, because there is a lot of information in there that could help people and resources and things that I didn't know. I wish I knew years ago. It could have caused me. It could have been awesome. I could have gotten this taken care of ages ago if had I known some of the resources that are free and available. And so who knows? Maybe it's information that we can share with each other. But I don't know if you guys ever seen the podcast. It's called like White Underbelly or something like that, Soft White Underbelly. Basically, they take somebody that is like a career drug addict, lifelong drug addict. Maybe they still are. Maybe they're in recovery. But the host basically asks one question, and bam, the guest just goes from there. And talks for however long their episode's going to be, and it's incredible, because a lot of people don't realize this, but hearing other people's stories is kind of what is one of the biggest helps, because you realize, wow, man, everyone's like me. I'm not the only one dealing with these things. Everybody's stories, some might be way scarier and way gnarlier and way more intense. Some might be a complete different narcotic, or maybe it's alcohol, but at the end of the day, there's parallels, and you're going to relate to them, and you're going to learn from these stories. So it's always good to hear other people's stories. And, I think, that's the call. So I kind of pulled a last minute switch, and instead of going with a normal guest format, I'm going to do this for one more episode. And big news. The show, I decided, is not going to be on Thursdays. It's going to be on Tuesdays. So that's going to come into play basically immediately. So we're not far off from the next episode. So that'll be coming into play right away. Tuesday seems to be a better day for people from what I'm reading. I don't know, probably doesn't matter. But yeah, it's going to be Tuesdays. Patreon will get the episodes a day early. So they're going to get them on Mondays, and that's going to be the format. And again, thank you to all the Patreon members. Your early support. I mean, I have my own brands, Know Me Mugs, and my print shop advertising. And then the boys at Moonchild, man, awesome to come in, offer support. But that's it for support. So it's really you guys are the thing that got this podcast going. So the donations to the GoFundMe, the Patreon, buying merch, man, that's the only way I've been able to do this. So give yourself some air horns, some props, and let's take it from there. Give yourself some props. Like I said, for some reason I can't hear that air horn. I don't like that, but whatever, that's fine. Anyways, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. And if you guys are wondering how I'm doing today, so good, my dogs. You know what I mean? And that goes out to each and every one of you. You, my dog. You, my dog. You, my dog. But anyways, let's get into the Stone drug addiction. Harsh words to pair up with yourself. But the origin story of Stone. Let's go. As long as everything's working, I mean, that's fine. Checkins. Chucky's chicken. Check to the check to check to check to it. Check to the check to check to check to it. And why does that have an X all the way through it? And go see the doctor. The origin story of your boy Stone. And you know, I sat down with Eric, and I mean, he was rad, dude. He killed it. He really tackled the question at hand, you know, and dug in deep on what went on with the bomb hole, and that was kind of the question at the front. But then, you know, the conversation went the way it went, and man, we can't do a 6-hour podcast, so you gotta call it. But you know, afterwards, I got to thinking, like, man. There's definitely stuff I still wanted to talk about, and especially the process of the experience and the process of doing the detox, the rehab. How did I do it, and can you do it? And you know, is there hope for you if you need it? And you know, just everything. When you tell a story, you know, like Ursher, baby. If I'm going to tell it, I want to tell it all. You know what I mean? So just like Usher, I want to get in there and tell the whole thing, get it out on the table once and for all, and then be done with it. Move forward from there. Then the journey with this show and life and everything in between. So that's the it's exciting for me to be able to get this off my chest, because it's something I never thought I'd be able to do. I mean, I thought that Angie and I were basically trapped. I didn't know what we were gonna do. I guess to start, you know, I guess let's start right where we the night before we had, and I'll back it up afterwards, but the night before we went into detox, Angie and I were, you know, we knew it was time. It was we were so tired of the whole thing, the charade of the lie of it, the struggle. What if you don't get what you need? Are you going to be sick? The money. I mean, when you tally up our career, and I call it a career. It's not a career. It's a sentence, a prison sentence. When you tally up our sentence we served to to this damn drug. You tally up 2 people and are by every day. I mean, the amount of money is crazy. Like you would freak out. You would trip out. I'm not even gonna say it. I would have to write it down and slide it across the table on a napkin or something. It's too much money. So the money, the just the lifestyle, and when you're young, it's a little bit easy to be rubber band man and kind of you can quit a lot easier. I think your body can just take more. One thing the drug will do is it kind of gets you to have that attitude like, man, I'll do that tomorrow. And so I ran out of blood pressure medicine, which, as everyone knows, is very important medicine. That's a silent killer right there. You got to be up on your meds. So I ran out of meds, and we moved across town, and I needed to get a new doctor. I think I had new health insurance too, so I had to get a new doctor, and it was proving to be kind of a pain in the neck. There's a lot going on, busy person. Like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll make that appointment and get these meds. And tomorrow. And 6 months later, of tomorrows, all of a sudden, I got other things going on, and I didn't know if it was maybe just because I'm getting older. I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden, like one eye would be out of focus sometimes, and maybe both would start going out of focus. Swelling in my feet and my ankles, and I've always had flat feet, and kind of my old snowboard injuries were like coming back, and just like I don't know, a general feeling of not tight. And I was just like, dude, this is what it's like to get older. Wow, this sucks. And you just got to stay active, and you can be on top of this, and but I didn't know what was going on, and it turns out it's all because of high blood pressure. They're all symptoms, and I could have been taking my meds, and that wouldn't have been the thing. But I was basically falling apart, and it was like kind of the main issue I had was from not taking those meds. I was going to be in bad shape, and if I kept doing that, I mean, who knows? That leads to a heart attack. That leads to death, right? That's the direction it goes, So you got to really take care of yourself, especially as you get older. So, the stuff with the drug is great and it works until it doesn't, and then all of a sudden here you are with high blood pressure and your just your health declining. I mean, I was smoking so many cigarettes. Imagine what that does to your blood pressure, and man, now I'm done with cigarettes. Such a great thing. Woo, baby. So. Yeah, we were both like, we knew writing's on the wall with this. We can't keep doing this, and we had tried to quit. I mean, we'd quit. I mean, I'd quit to go on trips. I'll get into that, but I would quit to go on trips. We used Suboxone, and we had a system, and I could quit like painlessly. Within I don't know, a couple days I could quit. I had a system, and it was messed up, and what sucked, it was so easy and painless that I'd be like, oh, well, I can do it, and then just quit when I need to because I have this system. But then all of a sudden, you get older, and all of a sudden the system doesn't work, and it works till it doesn't. The adage, they kind of throw that around a lot of recovery. It works until it doesn't, and so all of a sudden I couldn't quit like I used to, or all of a sudden you can't get Suboxone. It is you got to go to a doctor, and you got to do this whole thing with them routine, or else they're not going to give you the meds. It's like it's pretty. It's kind of crazy, I guess. In prison, Suboxones are worth like $1,200 for one film because it's like it's so hard to get, and it's so important for them to have. And I didn't know these things, so it's very monitored. So yeah, all of a sudden it's hard to get Suboxone, and can't quit like I used to, and all of a sudden it hurts more to quit, or you get sick more, and all of a sudden Angie and I, I think she had ended up. We moved, like I said, and I know what happened. We ended up buying a house, and I ended up buying the house actually outright. Not that everyone needs to know my business, but reason being, I didn't want to spend the money on drugs. I figured, get the cash away from me, get all cash out of my hands. So we're all of a sudden in a situation where we don't have much money, and it's just this struggle, man, of trying to figure out how you're going to make this work. And then, man, what if you don't get to the plug and get what you need? You're going to be so sick if you don't do it properly. Man, what if you, I mean, it's never happened. What if you got arrested and had to do it in jail? You know, like, you'd be so sick. I can't even imagine what it's like for people that have to deal with that. So we actually prayed that night. Our form of praying. We call it manifesting, which is, I think, very similar to praying. But we basically, spoke to our higher power, and we were like, we gotta get done. We're done with this. We're gonna move on. Like, this is not for us. And I guess I haven't said it out loud in this podcast, but we were smoking heroin, and that's a trigger word right there. Heroin, right? Chasing the dragon. If I was to say to you pain pills, it hits a different way. If we're at a rap concert and I say scissor, Waukesha, purple drank, it hits a different way. All of a sudden it's okay, But what's funny, it's all the same exact thing. I don't care if the doctor is prescribing you your pain pills, or you're out there with Lil Wayne and you got purple drink and you're having a night. That's heroin. Pain pills are heroin. Now there's fentanyl. That's heroin. It's all heroin. And no matter which way you skin the cat there, you could be a mother at home. Maybe you're a mother of 2 kids and you're doing the pain pills. You're doing heroin. And so the fact that it's a trigger word for people like that, and all of a sudden they get scared, is it's wild. It's kind of the same thing as in you take cocaine. You hear the word cocaine, you're like, yeah, whatever. You hear the word crack, whoo, that's a trigger word. And it's funny. Cocaine, if you're a white rich dude, this is really lame. This sucks, but this is kind of by design. You get caught with your cocaine. You could have, I think it's like, I don't know the exact amount, but you can have a bunch more in volume than the inner city kid that gets caught with crack, and that crack is going to prison, where the cocaine user is going to pay like a fine and get a slap on the wrist. And you can look this stuff up. It's crazy. It's all about that trigger word, and it's wild stuff. But the same thing, crack is just I don't know how they do it. It's whip it. They take it in the kitchen, they whip it up, like Migos likes to say, whip it. And they got some sort of temperature, but they basically take cocaine, they lock it into crack, and boom, same exact drug, but you can make more money off it. But yeah, it's the same thing, but the trigger words get people all going crazy. So I hope you realize that, yeah, the what I was doing is the same as the pain pills. And because I remember hearing somebody say, like, oh, I thought you were just doing pain pills. I didn't know you were doing that. And it's the same thing. I never injected. I just have a phobia of needles. And that to me was just taking it a step further, a step too far. It's like, man, doing that's crazy. And I guess it's good because that makes it harder to quit, and it hits you a different way. It's a lot stronger. But so yeah, we prayed that night to our higher power, or manifested, and boom, the next day, there it is. It's an intervention and whirlwind of what my life would turn into from that day. But let's back it up. Let's take it and back it up too. Anyways, Moonchild, man, these guys are dope, dude. They had you heard of them before? Yeah, from Europe.
Jeff Fulton's on them right now.
I was gonna say that's what attracted me.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was, but I'm cruising around and I see Tarquin's art on a board.
Oh shit!
He did a collab with these guys with Moonchild, and it was his shotgun art. And I was just like, whoa, I gotta get one of these, and I have one.
remember that.
I have one in my collection. I'm gonna put it on set. And dude, it is so sick because that's some of my favorite art. So what we have here behind you is the Malibu, and you can just see it's a special shape. And that's another thing that attracted me to these guys. These guys have mad love for snowboarding, and that, it always like draws me to a brand, makes them stick out because they have the passion. They both worked at the board factory, Elan, as well as it turned into the mothership through that process.
Oh, cool.
And that's why they got such cool shapes. And you go on their website, dude, they got this thing going called Skunkworks. You can design a one-off board with your own custom shape. You design a shape.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then Yuri figures it out and does it for you, and you have a one-off mold. Or you can pick from some cool ones that they have going.
We're at a point in our life where, like, you're having your own shape.
Dude.
Showing up at that,
saying you
that
designed
hill
that?
where with your own one-off, that's badass.
That's some special stuff right there. And a lot of people, maybe they're scared to experiment with those shapes.
Yeah,
you got to get on them, dude, because they can really change the way you look at the mountain. But they also have like the shape looking behind you, and the quality is insane because these guys have a background where they've worked at the factories and they know what they're doing, and it shows in the product.
Yeah,
and then they're linking up with these legends like Fulton, Ali Goulet.
Oh, nice.
They have a whole crew that they're linked. I think Tina Bassich was on there.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. So they're kind of like paying homage to these people that kind of like really got them into snowboarding and changed the sport for them and did important things like Fulton deserves the respect that he's getting aboard. Like, that's cool.
Mount Baker Hardcore Original, man.
Yeah, dude, it's like these guys deserve respect. So it's really cool to see a brand doing that. And get on the boards, dude. They ride dope.
Killer.
Guess who's back? Stonie Buds is back, everybody. Back, everybody. Guess he's back. He's back. Anyways, let's take it back, man. Let's take it back. So, I think we talked about in the other episode about I was kind of exposed to alcohol early. But let's take it to my own doings, I guess. I know that. Let's think here. I know my parents got divorced. On the summer, as I was going into 8th grade, I went with my mom. We moved to Vermont. Before that, I want to say, we did a little bit of like sneaking in the cabinet and got some drinks here and there. I had an older brother, snuck a brewski. Minor, nothing more than that. But I got to Vermont, and Vermont was a much different place than where I was living before, which was Connecticut. The Vermonters like to call Connecticut the Flatlanders. Woo! Dog just messed the camera right up. Not tight, Bowie. Let me check that frame. This is Bowie. My Bowie boy. Hey, chill. Chill, sit. Chill. Nope. Don't you dare get up there. Don't you dare. Anyways, Bowie, ladies and gentlemen, Bowie. Definitely one of Stonie's Buds. Beautiful pug. So, moved to Vermont. Vermont is this wonderful place, really. Nature, get back to nature, snowboarding, hippies, exposure to weed. So much good stuff in Vermont. So good, my dog, and that's my dog. I get to Vermont. When you're going into 8th grade, it's kind of a big time in a young man's life. Going ripped out of your social scenario and popped into a new school. I mean, plenty of people have to deal with it. Plenty of kids have to deal with it. But it sucks, man. Parents, try not to do that. Luckily, I'm a pretty outgoing person. I talk to anybody and enjoy it. And, I can make friends, luckily. Not like that shy wallflower, but I can go talk to people. But my sister, she had a hard time starting all over like that. It's gnarly. It's not a cool thing for a young kid. But I was stoked because I had found snowboarding a couple years before that, and whew, man, changed my life right there, man. I got that Burton board. They used to call, you go Burton boarding? You going Burton boarding this weekend? That's what they used to call it on the East Coast back when I was a young kid. Especially when you're in Vermont, man. You were in Jake's territory. It was Burton boarding, and that was that, man. We would drive past the Burton outlet back when it was in Manchester, Vermont, and man, dude, that was insane. You get into this Burton outlet store, and you meet the dudes, dude. There's riders in there. There's Jake will be in there. It was nuts. I remember I would have to rent a board. I think, and I remember that this one year, I don't know what year it was. It was whatever year the Elite, the blue Elite 150, I think it was, or 140. I don't know, Elite 140. I think it's like blue and white, blue and silver. The year that came out. I remember I got new. I skied. My dad had us. He had us up to ski resorts. Before my parents got split up, my dad was raking in some cheddar bisque. He was stacking El Cheto, Bisco, Fresco. He would stack cheddar, if you know what I mean. And I think, what did he do? He was a sales rep. He invented some technology for the ball bearing industry. Something that was called like the featherweight or some engraving tool. The kid had Chad stacked to the ceiling, and we would go on ski trips, man. Ever since I can remember, I remember we used to do some cool shit before the home was broken, I should say, because I come from a broken home. Dude, he had, I remember now, he had back, like, goalie at hockey games, Hartford Whalers, right behind the goalie from the age I can remember, season tickets, dude. I remember going to those Hartford Whalers versus the Rangers, dude, blood on the ice. The Zamboni would have to freaking it would just be tracking blood before it could even clean things up, because that's how they used to roll back then, dude. People just kick those gloves off and go to town on each other, dude. You see a tooth come flying at you being back there behind the goalie. Good times, though, and so, yeah, we did stuff like that. We went skiing. We went on ski trips, maybe a couple a year, to the point where I'd say every year. I think some of my earliest, most fond memories are resort smells and sounds, Like when I'm at a ski resort on a chairlift, if I shut my eyes, like it all sounds the same, and it just takes you right back there. The sound of a chairlift, the smell of lunchtime at any ski lodge. You walk in there, and it's just got a certain sights and smells and sounds that really bring you back, and it's a beautiful thing. I think the more as a family you can get your family together and bring them to experience something like that is just insane, and do it. It's like, maybe not everybody loves to get on the mountain because it's cold as shit, but man, sit in a lodge, and there's lodge lizards, dude. You can do all sorts of. There's lots of stuff going on at these resorts these days. It's good times. You bring the family and experience that shit, because I know it always is going to hold a special place in my heart. But I remember I saw snowboarding, and I think I saw it. I remember just being like, and before I saw it, I never liked ski poles. I was always throwing my ski poles off the chairlift, and I remember I was bumming my dad out. Give me some new poles because I all of a sudden I didn't have poles, and he like would catch me throwing them off the chairlift. 'Cause I'd say I didn't have poles anymore or whatever. I think at one point I even just like he was behind me on the chairlift, and I like turned around, looked at him, and threw the freaking poles right in front of him just to be like, "Fuck these poles, fuck the pole, please." You know what I mean? Just kidding. A lot of f-bombs dropping. But anyways. I saw snowboarding, and I think I was at Mount Snow, way before Corinthia Parks. It was at Mount Snow Resort, and I was like, I gotta try this, man. Got to try this. And I tried it, dude. You had to like pay to get, dude. Before you even like could get on the chairlift, you had to like get certified. So I guess you had to kind of learn on the kiddie slopes or whatever, and then take that and pay somebody to certify you. You know, he'd come shred behind you and take some notes and write if you're good enough and safe for the mountain. So every resort would do that, charge you like $15 for your certification pass. But dude, I was hooked instantly. I don't know what it was, man. Instantly, just that was that. I needed to do that. I wasn't skiing. I was done skiing, and I remember that Christmas, I think I got a new pair of skis for Christmas because I don't know if I had really let everyone know that, you know, I was done with that. But I got a new pair of skis, and man, I didn't want to be too bummed, but I was bummed, dude. What am I gonna do with these things? But I don't know, something. I think whatever happened, I was able to get rid of the skis, go to the Burton Outlet, get a board, and damn, dude, it was awesome, man. That was a tangent right there, but back to finding snowboarding. But anyways, dude, home breaks in half, parents get divorced, money dries up, kids headed up north to move in Vermont. Pretty quick, man. Like the neighbors were weed was all of a sudden around, and I remember smoking weed out of a can or something for the first time, and then all of a sudden this new it was like the subculture, the dude, it's in the music, it's in the movies, man. Like Easy Rider comes on, man. Woo! What a movie, dude. You know what I mean? I smoke a lot of weed. Some heavy shit right there. Like, you start seeing that kind of stuff, and Pink Floyd, The Wall. Woo! That is some, I don't know, some life-changing shit. Pair The Wall up with some hallucinogenics, and bam, dude, there's a whole new culture opened up to you. And, dude, I liked that culture, dude. I was definitely into it, and I guess you could say I was a connoisseur of drug culture, and I'd like to, you know, you hear it in the music. I'd like to identify with it and realize what I was hearing. And what's that? Guess who's back? Buds. Got hard. That's the word. Baby. Yeah, Vermont, and you know, I had a scene with the hallucinogenics, with the weed. Whew. Alaskan Thunder, fuck. That's some good weed right there. Northern Lights. It was dude, it was a thing, man. Like, what a cool place to be, a place to grow up, be a part of that scene. I was down, man. I really took like the culture. I really took a liking to the culture, and like I was saying, it's in the music. It's all around. It's in the lyrics. You listen to the lyrics, and you're like, damn, okay, that's how he's talking about puffing on a blunt, smoking some weed. You know what I mean? It's dope, dude. So down. And I remember going to what was the class? Health class or something, and they give you the talk about drugs, and they start talking about cocaine. We get to that chapter, and they told us that your nose can fall off. You snort enough of that cocaine, your nose falling right off. You got no nose left, just two empty nose holes. They showed a video, I think, of someone taking like a shoelace and put it in one nostril and out the other nostril. They had no wall between anymore because of all the cocaine they did. Or maybe it was even one night's worth of cocaine. Is this horrible, horrible drug. That classic ad with they crack an egg on the frying pan, and this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs, and it's the sizzling egg. Hardcore shit going on, man. The war against drugs was real. I think we bought into that too, man, because cocaine was not something you would catch people in my high school doing, as far as I knew. They went in hard too that marijuana was in fact a gateway drug, and I wasn't buying that either. I was like, whatever, man. I can smoke as much weed as I want. I'm never gonna do that other stuff, man. I'm never gonna do the cocaine and heroin. Holy shit! Like one needle of heroin, and you're chili pepping it downtown under that bridge, dude, and you were done. Life was over, and you were living on the streets. You were making a decision that basically you're dead, and I was gonna stick to the weed. I was gonna stick to hallucinogenics because those things were working until they weren't. Man, I remember getting arrested, or I wasn't arrested. We had this. It was awesome, dude. Small town, Colchester, Vermont. This same cop, dude. I don't know what was up, dude. If he was just always working our neighborhood or all over Colchester, but Officer Fish, dude. He just would always bust me and my crew and I, and he always let us go, dude. It was dope. I remember driving home, University of Vermont, dude, coming back from the Bong Olympics, dude. Freaking get pulled over, Officer Fish. Calls my mom. She has to come all the way down on a work night. That was a big deal, dude. That was worse than anything, dude. If my mom had to be late for work, 'cause that's our survival, dude. We Pops wasn't sending in that alimony, you know what I mean? That was just he ghosted on that shit. And mom misses work, dude. We don't got money, so the fact that she has to wake up and come down, and then she sees him pulling stuff out of the trunk, dude. There's a 6-foot bong. There's a 3-footer. There's a 4-footer. You get in the creative ones, and she pulls out this, or Officer Fish pulls out this one, and my mom just starts crying out loud. I thought that was the candlestick. The candlestick holder that you made in art class. And it was. Turns out that doubled as a bong, Mom. I'm sorry. Officer Fish would always let us go, though. Even though we found 6 bongs in the car, we didn't have any weed left. We smoked all that weed. But geez, we must have been stoned out of our mind, dude. Like 16-year-old kids, just freaking eyes bleeding. They're so red, basically. But yeah, Officer Fish was dope, dude. He would let us go. One time though, he arrested me. I think we used to hang out at this like bando. It's a banding building that was just like in the woods. It wasn't even abandoned, actually. It just we'd go there when the place was closed, and it was super weird, dude. It was called like Lad Research, and we were always so high, dude. We made up that they do all sorts of testing there, and it was a sketchy place, and we always had this thing in our mind about how sketchy this place was, but turns out there's freaking nothing sketchy about this place. Except us. We would hang out and smoke weed and drink beer in this parking lot that was like offshoot of our neighborhood. So we're sitting there, dude, and I hear a noise. I think we just took some acid. We just dropped some acid. We're just passing some beers around, or cracking some fresh brewskis, passing a bowl around, and I hear a noise, and someone is running at us full speed. It's Officer Fish, man. He's just running out of the woods, and he must have snuck up on us, dude. And I remember I had a full beer that I hadn't opened yet in my hand. The acid's kicking in, dude. This guy's running full speed. And what do, dude? I fucking throw my beer at this guy. Luckily, I was never a freaking skilled football player or any sort of ball thrower, except for these nuts. But I threw my beer at Officer Fish as hard as I could possibly do it. And of course, I hit him, dude. Do that today's day and age, dude. You're probably a felony. You're freaking be put in prison or something. Luckily, I don't even think that came back up, dude. I don't think he knew who threw it. But anyways, we go running, dude. And we knew this area we could run in the dark, blind, because we bike and walk through there as offshoot of our neighborhood, like I said. So we go running, dude, and there's a couple different paths. And I remember, dude, the Sid is kicking in, dude. There's like I don't know, it's probably like a 4-foot fence. Your boy Stone just freaking jumps that thing, dude, without even putting a hand on it. Just fucking Olympics, dude. The kids in the Olympics. I don't even know what it's called when you're running and you're leaping over those things, but the kid was leaping, cleared it, dude. Like, it was probably in all actuality like a 6-inch fence or something. But it wasn't, though. It was actually a fence, dude. It was no joke. Probably not 4 feet. It was probably 2 feet or something, whatever your mini fences are. Kid clears it, and I just go running. And I hear Officer Fish doesn't even see it because I cleared it like such a freaking champion. I clear this thing, and I hear Fish just fall over on it, dude, because he runs into it and just, he tacos that bad boy. And it was like a metal one. It had to hurt, dude. It sucked. So yeah, the Sid's kicking in, dude. So I just go running, dude. Running. I'm basically like Forrest Gump at this point, dude. I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna keep running, and I'm not gonna stop running. And I did. It turns out that I thought that Officer Fish and his cronies were chasing me through the neighborhood. And I was like running, hiding under people's decks, dude. Like, if you had like looked at me, a normal person, you'd probably be like, "What is this kid doing, dude? He's a weird kid just hiding under our deck." And I think at that moment, I had I had just seen Hard, Hungry, and Homeless, dude, and had to dye my hair blonde like the boys in the movie, and I just probably looked like a weirdo. Let's just say it straight up, a weirdo, creeping around their backyard, hiding in garbage cans, behind garbage cans, freaking in the pool, next to the pool, in the shed, just creeping for, how long does it last? It lasts like a good 12 hours or something, 8 to 12 hours. I think I did that for like 8 hours, just freaking, I remember I could hear like jungle noise. I could hear like I was like in it, dude. There's birds, there was apes, like the shit was getting real. And then all of a sudden, the drugs mellow out. Your boy Stone is like, well, there's no one chasing me. And yeah, no one was chasing me. And I just laugh and I walk back out to the middle of the road. And sure enough, dude, Officer Fish pulls over or just comes driving down the road in his car. And it's him, sure enough, parks his car and starts chasing me again. And I must have got just a little kick of LSD back in because I thought if I could run serpentine. Serpentine, I don't know if you know, it's like kind of like the way Axl Rose dances, he has that little serpentine. I was running like that, which in all actuality means I wasn't going very fast. And I remember he dove at me, dude, and caught me with his flashlight right in my ankle. And for real, that ankle has been like an injury that's plagued me through my whole snowboarding career. It is a bummer, dude. Thank you, Fish. But thanks for not sending me to prison, actually, dude. But yeah, ruined my ankle. Thanks for crushing my ankle with that thing. But yeah, so it turns out that Officer Fish had, got done with his shift. He went home, had to work a double that night, and had to go back into work. Figured he'd just drive through the neighborhood on his way to work, casual style, see if he could catch us. And sure enough, there I was. after that whole freaking jungle experiments of hiding behind the houses. And I got taken to the police office this time, and they made my mom come get me, and I had to draw a map of like where we hid our beer and our weed because they knew it was over by the lad research thing. And it turns out I was definitely still tripping. I'm in the police headquarters of Colchester, Vermont, just tripping balls. And I remember like my thought process was, I'll talk about the weed. I'm going to talk about the beer, how we got it. And I'm going to let these guys, I'm not going to narc on any bros, but I'll let him know whatever he wants to know. I'm not going to tell him on acid because my parents had no idea I was doing that shit, or my mom. And sure enough, dude, I was like drawing on weird maps that didn't make sense of where like we hid the beer and just madness. And my mom gets there. He breathalyzes me to show her how wasted I am because I've been acting crazy. And sure enough, there's no alcohol in my system. And, after that moment of getting, breaking down in the jungle of Colchester and getting chased by the popo, the kid got PTSD, man. It was harsh, dude. Young Eastone, PTSD up in this place. From that moment on, if I was to take any LSD or mushrooms, anything, I go right back into police are chasing me mode. And that would continue on till who knows, because I was done. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the quantum mechanical quota theory with drugs. Everybody's got a quota. And, you go through life and, when you start drinking, let's say, or when you're a teen or whatever, you're drinking, you're a mess, whatever. But once you get past that, you hit your quota, or you drink, and you're doing great, dude, until you hit your quota. Then you can't drink anymore, and you start acting a fool, and you start looking like an idiot, and basically your wife's like, if you're gonna drink, dude, you can't be around me anymore because you're a jackass. People get like that, or all of a sudden, weed just makes you paranoid, dude. You've been smoking your whole life, but now all of a sudden it makes you paranoid. LSD makes you think the police are chasing you. Quota. It's the same with all drugs, and I believe that once you hit your quota, man, you were done, and you need to be smart about that because you need to be on the lookout because not a good thing when you hit that quota. And my wife and I hit that quota with the opiates, and that's where we were headed, dude. Doom Patrol. So yeah, look at the quota theory. I definitely believe in that. Don't look it up because I made it up, but it's a theory that we can talk about. But I've heard other people talking about it too. But I feel very strongly that that's legit, man. So watch out for your quotas out there, or else you get yourself in trouble. So I'll keep it moving. In Colchester, after that health class about your brain on drugs and people's shoelace going through their nose and your nose falling off, dude, we were like not touching that white stuff, man. Like I remember one time it came through a party, dude. We had a rumor. There's a rumor going on, man. I think somebody brought some cocaine to the party, bro. What? Cocaine? Somebody brought cocaine to the party in Colchester? Cocaine? Whew, that's serious, dude. What are we gonna do, man? We got no cocaine. No cocaine in Colchester. It was like after school special, dude. We made the kid leave, dude, with his cocaine. And we were serious about that shit. We were weed smokers, and that was that, man. Proud weed smokers, but we weren't touching that white thing, man. It was bad stuff. I didn't want my nose to fall off. Fast forward, Vail, Colorado, dude. Those mountain towns in Colorado, I don't know what it is, dude. Night skiing is a real thing, even when those resorts don't have lights, if you know what I'm saying. People, I think it's what it is just there's a lot of traffic, a lot of drug trafficking going on. After high school, we moved, or not we, I guess I could say we, me and some homies. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Hard, Hungry, and the Homeless was a slapper, dude. And these other movies were banging. It's like, Breckenridge, dude, that's a spot, dude. We got to get that Peak 9 jump, dude. That Peak 9 kicker, what's up? I see this dude, J2, jumping on handrails, and Tarquin Robbins, dude, riding all crazy, jibbing, and dude, a lot going on out there. Everyone's out there, dude. The joyride crew's out there, the ride crew, like shit's for real. That's where it's going on. So pack up the whip, head out, and yeah, dude. All of a sudden in that town, dude, you start realizing that I think it's all the tourists, dude. They want to party. They got money. And then there's on the other side, there's a lot of people from Southern Hemisphere that are working there, and they're getting it sent up, and the cultures of the rich party lifestyle and the South American drug dealers are meeting in the middle. And next thing you know, you got this dude knocking on your door. He's our upstairs neighbor, and he's like, "Here's the deal, man. We got kids up here. I can't like cut my cocaine into grams because of these kids. So are you guys cool if I do it in your apartment? And we can hang out and you can do what you want, and then I'll leave you some too, man. It's chill." And we were just like, "Cocaine, whatever. I don't know much. Yeah, whatever. Sure, dude. Why not?" Yeah. Next thing we know, this dude just giving us tons of yayo, dude. It's like freaking Al Pacino in there, dude. Who put this together? Me. That's who. You know what I'm talking about, dude. Tony Montana. Mountains of the cocaine. But you know what? I try that shit in whatever, dude. It doesn't really do much for me, dude. Little buzz, whatever, real quick, in and out. Not my thing, really, dude. I mean, or there's definitely a time and a place for it. Like that one dude in that movie, dude, he lands an airplane upside down, dude, because they got him all coked up or whatever. If you're drunk, it'll straighten you out a little bit, and that's pretty tight, dude. That movie was crazy. True story, I guess, too. Great actors. Forget the name of the movie, but wow, incredible stuff. Yeah. Anyways, you start to find out the mountain scenes just freaking some shit's going on. I hear some airplanes moving around above me, dude. It's earlier, dude. I think I was on break when it happened, but dude, like military's testing. There's some crazy shit going on, dude. They're flying like stealth bombers above the crib. Pretty cool. I think they stopped now. So, anyways, dude, just piles of cocaine in these mountain towns, and maybe you start you do it here and there, you dabble, and then you realize and start seeing how much a lot of people are doing it, man. It's crazy. And the snowboard scene has a lot of partying, dude. And you go to these industry events, a resort town doesn't even have to be an industry event. There's just people are partying. And it's easy to get caught up in that. And I guess maybe weed is a gateway drug. I don't know, dude, because it seems to be that a lot of people do cocaine. And I ended up hitting my quota with weed. Don't touch that stuff really much. But then I try a little bit of cocaine here and there. And then I kind of just enjoyed the drug culture. Angie, my wife, did as well. Like it's interesting shit, man. When you start to look at the different artists that do these drugs, dude, it's nuts, dude. It's crazy. Like Stephen King wrote all of his best literature on heroin. That's nuts. The musicians, like the actors, like Heath Ledger doing Joker, like one of my favorite roles out there. Won all these awards. Like, these guys are on drugs, man. The musicians, dude, and then it's in the music. You hear about it. It's in the lyrics. It's nuts, dude. The culture of it. It really makes you guys look at things and start to. And I don't want to romanticize it at all because, you start to realize, man, depending on the person and the drug and what's going on, it's like, man, these drugs are maybe put here on purpose to destroy people. I don't know. Or is it the people just, I mean, it's a fact, dude. Addiction is a disease. So maybe it's some people can, I can go out and I don't anymore because it's all part of the program. Because they say, you go drinking and then all of a sudden it's going to make it easy and then you're next going to find your dealer and it's over. So you got to quit everything, especially in these like now, dude. It's all fresh and new. But I used to be able to drink no problem, dude. It wasn't an issue. Um, and then some people, one beer and it's over, dude. Game over. Life's ruined. So it's really depends on the person and can they control it? And maybe it's hereditary. It's passed down from their forefathers, and it's like I was saying, addiction's a disease. That's a fact, and it's not like people go out with a set in their mind that they are going to ruin their lives tonight. Um, it unfolds, and there it is. Your wife is saying to the husband, why can't you just stop? What's wrong with you? It's like you can't just stop. It's an addiction. It's a sickness, and it sucks. It's a trap, dude. It's tough. So your addict brain, maybe when you're in these low moments, is trying to tell you it's not that bad. Look at all these people. Like Jimi Hendrix was doing heroin. I mean, he's amazing at the guitar. Your addict brain's trying to tell the part of you that's having a panic attack because of the new normal for you is this thing that you never thought would be, and if you don't get it every X amount of hours, you're gonna get sick, and it's got a grip on you, and it costs a lot of money. So you got to try to figure out how to like get out of this depression a little bit. So you start telling yourself that, look at these guys that did it. How did they do it? And not, and they probably did ruin their lives or they died. Some are still alive and made it out and quit, and that's awesome. But yeah, it's a struggle, man. It's evil. It's a trap. For us, I think Angie and I had decided, we like the drug culture. We'll try anything once, like we'll check it out, and that'll be that. I definitely never do any needle type stuff and whatever, but I'll look into shit. And I think what ended up happening is I had a snowboard injury, started getting pain pills, and those were pretty sweet, man. Especially when I remember, like when I was young, they used to give us those little, I don't know, like a little Vicodin 10 or something. And but then when you got a bigger injury, there's some serious pain pills that pack some punch, man. And there's like those little blues, and there's like greens, and I don't know, they're freaking expensive though. It's like I think those blue pills were like 30 a piece, $30, and it starts out, you can have one, and then next week it's like, oh, a couple of those, and next thing you know, certain people are taking, they need like 6 of them, and do the math on 30 times 6, and every day, dude, all of a sudden you need a cheaper solution. In our case, I remember I had a line on some pills that were getting sent to us from Tahoe. A snowboarder had a line on them, and he was like hollowing out candles and filling them and then melting them back over and sending them and whatever. That was dope. But then our source ran out, and like I told you earlier, these pain pills, they are opiates, yes, but they're also the same thing as heroin. It's the same effects and the same downsides, and yeah, doctor prescribes them, but they are heroin. It's funny. I remember Johnny Depp recently. He was in that court case with his ex-wife, and they talk about how he's on opiates. I think I don't know if they call them pills. I think they just call them opiates, but they allude that they're pills, and he's over there nodding off. And you don't nod off like that from the pills. You nod off like that from heroin. So it's that strong H word. Even like, a guy like Johnny Depp, dude, he's going to go with opiates and make it seem like it's something that is different than he's actually doing, because the stigma around it is so gnarly. But I think we need to change that, because it's the people that do have that problem are going to be scared to come forward. And it's opiates, dude. The gnarly one's the fentanyl, man. That's changed everything for people, because they're putting the fentanyl in not opiates. They're putting them in cocaine. They're putting them in everything. From what I'm hearing, I mean, I just saw some special on TV, and people are dying left and right. And you can take like one hit, and you're gonna die. Um, and recently, I guess people are. I even heard about it in my rehab. The guy's quitting. What was he doing? Cocaine or something? Crack, maybe. He was a crack smoker. He's quitting, and crack really is supposed to only have mental drawbacks when you're quitting. Like, you just tears you up in your mind, and you got to get more. It's all mental, but this dude has opiate withdrawal going on, man, and he's never even done it. He's never done opiates in his life, but he's withdrawing to the point where they had to give him Suboxone, and it turns out they're putting that shit in everything now, dude. They're putting it in MDMA. I guess they just want to get you addicted, and they're making it too strong. People are dying, or they just don't care. I don't know, but it's gnarly, man. It's some serious shit, and just another reason people need to hopefully get on the right side of this battle. And I got so many DMs from people that were keeping this habit on the down low, like we were, and it all comes back to the stigma that's put on it is so gnarly. They're just gonna keep it down low because they don't know what else to do. And hopefully, here in the episode and this one will push them a direction that moves in the right way for them, because it's a treadmill, it's a hamster wheel, and you got to get off as soon as you can. Staying on is doing nothing for you. And every day you stay on that hamster wheel, man, is another day you are screwing yourself. It's a trap, and it works until it doesn't. Like I remember. So we have pain pills, whatever. We're into them. Shit's fun, whatevs. And then one day we can't get them, dude, and we're panicking because we're starting to get sick, and we're gonna get sick. We got to get them. And someone's like, "Oh, well, I can get you heroin." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not gonna inject heroin. Are you kidding me? Like, no way. I'm not touching that." And then, they're like, "Oh, no, you can smoke it, man. It's like chasing the dragon or whatever." Sherlock Holmes used to do that. That was like something he did. It's like, come on, dude. He did not. Guess he did. Oddly enough. Elementary, my dear Watson. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I had no idea was a thing, dude. A gentleman's way to do heroin is like, you don't have to inject it. You can put a pinky up and smoke it. I bet it's not even addicting that way. I bet you can quit no problem. It's like, just dabble and dip in and dip out, and that'll be that. And we're not gonna get sick. Let's do this, man. Let's try this, dude. Why not, dude? Let's not get sick. Yeah, that's what's up. Record scratch, dude. Tire screech. You can't do heroin like a gentleman. It's you try it, dude. It's pretty quick, especially if you're already doing pills. You already got the addiction. You already got if you're doing pills every day, it's like you're already there anyway. So you do a little bit of the H, and bam, that's your new normal. So that's the new normal. That's it. And it is not a good normal, man. No, not a good normal. It's a trap. It's a nightmare, dude. A living nightmare. I'm a snowboard photographer, dude. I travel. So imagine that, dude. Up on I have to do the heroin or else I get sick. And you can't just travel and get a source, dude. You got your source here. So yeah, I had to travel through airport security more times than I would care to admit. With it, that can't be tight. Sometimes international locales, man, that's not tight. I learned that the dogs, airport dogs. Fun fact. When you're out there, the cops, you see the cops. They have the dogs out in the streets, and I started getting a theory that it's bullshit, dude. When they're like, "All right, go sniff around," the dog goes and sniffs around. He finds a burrito and makes a little movement. They're like, "Oh, he's got something. He's tagged up on something, and we're gonna search your car. Do you give us consent?" And whatever, dude. they basically, time after time, if you watch Cops or whatever, that's how it seems to go. The dog will look at something and be all happy or excited. It doesn't even really make any different move or whatever to signify that he's got something. It's because it's bullshit. I learned that dogs, airport dogs, can only be trained, or any dog, for one sniffing skill. So you can have your marijuana dog, you can have your cocaine dog, you can have your dog that smells CDs, back when that was an issue. But after 9/11, it was bombs, dude. They want the drugs, or the dogs that sniff out bombs or bomb parts. Anything else is really like not an issue. And when they're looking for any sort of drugs at the airport, they don't want Jimmy with a little nug in his pocket. They don't want old Ned over here who has freaking a gram of Alaskan Thunderfuck that he bought in 1992 in Vermont, because that shit's so good. He's got a stash in his freezer, and he just dips in it every time he goes back east. Flies back with a nugget, keeping that shit legit because it's such a good strain. No, just kidding. They don't work that way. I learned that, and that's interesting stuff. So, the airport shit is scary, dude. It's mind-blowingly scary, but man, you build up that confidence. And I had a stash scenario going in my camera bag, dude, and shit, they would never find it, ever. And if I did bring it, and I tried to not bring it, I would try to quit before any kind of trip, because it's like, if you're going on a 10-day trip, what's the most you can bring with you, like, without it being sketchy? It's like a day's worth or something. So what's the point? You got to quit just beforehand, and then leave on a trip, quit sober. And dude, I would do that all the time, dude. I would quit like X amount of times a season. And maybe that's why quitting got super hard eventually. I said it was easy with Suboxone, and I had a program, but it was easy till it wasn't. And I don't know if it's age. I don't know if I hit my quit quota. But man, dude, it started getting gnarly, dude, where the sickness was real. And so it was just not tight. It was rough, dude. But I would quit, man. If I had to go on a trip and it was on, I would quit. And you get through that shit. Couple of days, you really have to just make it 24 hours. After 24 hours, you can go 24 hours, and that's when you can take Suboxone, after 24 hours. And it's for the first day or two, you're feeling kind of shitty, but if you do it right, after 24 hours of shittiness, you take that and you're good to go. And so, boom, for some reason, when you're at home, milking on the couch, dude, and you try to quit, I don't know what it is, dude. It's a mental game, but you feel like shit, dude. You're ready to just die. The homie's a phone call away. It's like, let's end this pain. And especially, dude, your wife's in it too with you. Like, one of you is gonna pull the trigger and be like, let's stop this. I'm too sick. You're shitting your pants. You're puking. You're just the worst flu. It's the baby's crawling on the ceiling, dude. Like in that movie, Train Spotting, dude. It's freaking just brutal, dude. It's nuts, and you got to pull the trigger. When you're not at home and you're out and you're at a different place for some reason, it's like mellow. I don't know what it is, dude. It's crazy. It must be mental. I've heard if you get put in jail, dude, and you got to quit, it's like you don't have a choice. You can't call your dealer. This is what's up, and so it's not as bad. So that's interesting to think about. I guess it's mind over matter. But anyways, yeah. So the wife and I got deep, dude. We're talking like between pills and then switching over. It was like 8 years of addiction. That's hardcore, dude. It was nothing we're proud of. It's a trap, dude. We got pulled in, and once we were in, there was just, I didn't see a way out. I didn't know how we would get out. How do both of us pay? I heard rehab was like, I don't know, 30 to 45K, and then there's detox. It's gonna be like, dude, like another 10K. Two of us, dude. Like, how are we gonna do this? There's no way. So we got to figure out how to quit at home, figure out how to get some boxing, and then quit at home, and that'll be that. And we must have tried 150 times, and I don't know what it is, dude. It's deep, dude. This beast, the beast is inside you. He not only, if you go X amount of hours without, in our case, smoking the drug, you get sick, and it starts mellow, and then it progresses to just brutal sickness, and it's not only that, dude. It's like if you're asleep, dude, he's in your dreams, and in your dreams you're trying to cop, you're trying to get some. It's fucked up, dude. So it's got you mentally and it's got you physically, and then if you quit, it's like, oh, whatever, that wasn't that bad, dude. Like, it'll get out of my system, and then I'll actually really get high, because that's the other thing, man. Like, it doesn't take long until your tolerance gets to a place where it doesn't even matter how much you do. If you're smoking it does not matter. You're not getting high. You're just doing maintenance. We haven't gotten high in years. It's brutal. Years. We are strictly on a program to not get sick and try to, like, just function as normal humans, and it was hard, dude. Like, what if your dealer gets busted, dude? You're relying on this one person or else your well-being falls to shit if you don't get what you need. And let's say, okay, I'll buy a week's worth. No, you can't buy a week's worth. If you buy a week's worth, you're gonna do a week's worth, and that's just that. That's how it works, because it just speaks to you. It calls to you. It's evil, and it doesn't let you go, man. And that's why, you got to get the professional help, dude. And I guess we really realized that this time, because of the difference. We've tried to quit so many times, and the difference here was just, night and day. And I think that's something that people that are going through this need to realize, man. The help's out there. And, dude, what's crazy about the help, too, is they are not judgmental. They take pride in what they do. They want to help you. A lot of them worry you. At the place that we did or every place you go to, dude, there's like, of course, there's a therapist. They got to go to school, handle their business. Even like 80% of them, let's say 50% of them, had gone through it or had a family member that went through it. The guy who owned the operation I was at, his brother went through it, almost died. And boom, they were like, "This, we got to figure this out. We got to help people." All the employees, dude, like they need to figure out life after their old life fell apart, and they lost family, they lost friends, they don't know what they're gonna do, and boom, they ended up pursuing careers in this path, and people are passionate, and it makes it so much easier, when you're with someone that's been through it. It's like, you trust them, they know what's up. You know what's up. That's why me sitting here talking to you is a lot better than someone who hasn't been through it, because they don't know, They're going to say something ridiculous to you, and you're going to be like, dude, you can get out of here, man. Because it's the people that have been through it, they know what's up, and, they're not going to judge you. And but, yeah, so we were in it. We were too deep, and no way out, dude. There was no way out. I don't know what we were gonna do, man. You start to have these panic attacks. It's like there's no way out, dude. And the panic attacks, dude, when those set in, you're just like you're trapped, dude. You're like, life as you know it is this trap, and all of a sudden, dude, if you, I guess I never looked, like you just figure it's not going to work. It's impossible. How am I going to do this? So you can use your health insurance to go to rehab and to go to detox. I had no freaking idea, dude. A lot of people might say, well, dude, I don't have health insurance. Like, what are you, Mr. Moneybags over there? Dude, turns out Obamacare is real, man. They have it set up where it's like a sliding scale. And I set it up all online. And if you don't make any money, it's free. If you make some money, then they give you hundreds back on the spot, basically. Dude, we were able to get, my wife and I were able to get a plan for like $200 a month. And that's both of us. And full deal, sick insurance. We chose something that was like high deductible. I think your better plan is going to be low deductible, because that way, if you do need to go deal with something like this, deductible, if your deductible is 10 grand, they're going to, detox is going to wipe that out right there. That's 10K. But either way, you're looking at 10K for detox, 45K for a program. That's on average. But yeah, that insurance is going to cover everything but that deductible, which in my case was 10K. So bam, dude, that's insane. It's quite a program, and it's funny that we're talking about this right now because it's open enrollment on health insurance. Not that I don't work for them or anything. I'm not getting kickback, I swear. But I'm just kidding. I need to sign up as well for the new setup for 2024, but it's open enrollment. So if you don't have health insurance, man, it's right there. Just go get it, grab it. It's simple. You can either call somebody or do it online. But yeah, we thought there was no way out of this, and here it is. There's a path, dude. It's all lining up. They want us to get better, and it's something that a lot of people have, like, their family has kind of turned their back on them, and their friends have turned their back on them because they've had a rough go. These people are there for you and can help you and change your life. Oh, baby. I tell you what, man, I couldn't imagine what it's like to go through this alone, man, without Angie, dude. It'd be crazy. She's my ride or die. It's like we had each other throughout all this, and I just can't imagine if you're keeping a secret from your spouse. You can't tell your friends. You're alone. What I saw in therapy and rehab a lot was people turned everyone away through the process. They didn't have friends anymore. Family was over them, and they'll come back. You can always make amends, but people were alone, and having Angie has just been huge. But let's get into what it's like, dude. All of a sudden, these opportunities open up, and I don't have to quit at home and fail like I have been. Like haven't been successful. So what's it like doing it pro style? What could your future be like if you have some problems like this, and now all of a sudden you're hearing that there's ways to do it financially. There's paths set up for you, and insurance is an option. This could be you if you need it, or your loved one that needs help. So first things first, you go to detox. And man, I tell you what, I saw some people come into the rehab before they detoxed, and woo, baby, it was like one guy didn't have a choice because it was like something to do with his jail thing, and man, talk about miserable. They do have doctors, but it's not the same, They throw you up in the crib with everyone else, and you can just tell these guys are going through it. You'll hear some people moaning, and it's just not where you want to do it. I went to this University Hospital or something up in the avenues, and so when I'm at this, the intervention's going down, and I'm finding out, dude, I'm going to be gone for 45 days minimum. I got dogs, dude. I got a wife. It's like I got a life. I got stuff going on, dude. I can't just ghost for 45 days. Haven't been away from my wife that long since we've been married, dude. Talk about something that'll hold you back from committing. That's scary. I'll be straight up. The new life that's presented to you. I mean, I asked for it. Angie and I prayed for it. But man, and we needed it. But this life that's about to unfold for you is pretty scary. And so it's unfolding for me, and I'm starting to realize what's going to be going on. And they want me to go tonight because, you know, they don't realize that the difference between smoking heroin and injecting heroin. I don't blame them for not realizing. Of course, I didn't know all this stuff. But, you know, when you inject, it's like you're getting you can do your whole freaking load all at once and get this huge amount that's like strong enough to kill you. You're smoking it, you just get this amount that's not enough. It's not going to kill you unless there's fentanyl in it. And, you know, that's anybody's getting, that's like an epidemic right there in its own. But if you have a trustworthy dealer and like the one you use all the time and you trust, it's like, it's not like you're out there risking your life with a needle. So there's a difference there. You know, I'd been wrapped up in this addiction between the pills and the smoking it for 8 years, 9 years. I'm not all of a sudden gonna like die from smoking it that night and then everyone's sad and here I am. But it's like, whatever. They want me to go, you know what, I'm gonna go, but I can't go unless my wife goes too. She's gotta get in, you know. What's that look like? How does this work? Because I'm not going unless she goes. I'm not gonna leave her out there alone, and I'm in here trying to recover. So, sure enough, dude, like LeBlanc and Travis Wood, and you know they knew Angie well too. They just jumped into action, dude. They were just like, all right, we'll figure it out. Don't even worry about it. The dogs, don't freaking worry about it. LeBlanc ended up getting someone to take care of them. They stayed at the house and they were walked daily and taken care of. Justin Meyer from Videocast actually took my cat Bean home because that way she didn't have to like stay there with the big dogs and deal with their bullshit. Took Bean home to the family and integrated her. The kids loved her. When I saw her again, she had a haircut and looked so happy. So good, my kitty. Cat. Bean actually is a cat that thinks she's a dog. It's pretty funny. Great cat. We'll get her on the show. We'll interview her one of these days. Just a couple dogs have made appearances, so why not get the cat up in the mix? But yeah, I mean, talk about some G's just ready to make this work. You know, they even, I think LeBlanc called Angie's dad. You know, we're talking like Mormon, very Mormon family here. I thought the news would just knock them out of their chairs and I was thinking they might like take it to a point where they're not going to talk to her anymore. Like pretty insane, but wow, understanding people, just nothing but love. They recommend that husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend don't go to the same place, because then you're looking out for each other and you need to be working on yourself. So they found a all women's place for her, and it sucked. There was turns out that our insurance wasn't good there, which I don't know how this all happened, but our insurance wasn't good there, and her dad ended up having they wouldn't even let her in unless she forked out for it right then and there. And God, what an amazing person Phil is. Phil, you are the man, and Carolyn, you guys had Angie's back more than we ever thought, and so much love for you guys for that. But whew, here we are with this new beginning. All of a sudden, you're looking at rushed off to detox. Boom, man, much better than doing it at the house. You get just a little button, and nurse just takes care of you, whatever you need, and you need food, you can get food, and I don't even remember my time there, and I don't know if it's because I was sick or the blood pressure issue, or I just remember kind of coming out of there. I remember one instance, I'm in there, and I was told they were sending some people from the rehab place to meet me just to say what's up. It's normal, I guess. They send a couple of the sales dudes over just to kind of tell you introduce themselves, tell you what it's going to be like, and when you get out of there, what that's going to look like, and who will pick you up. And when I'm sick or withdrawing, I don't do well with other people. I'm kind of grumpy. I'm grumpy. And I wake up, these two dudes I don't know. are sitting in my room, and they're like, "Oh, what's up, Ethan?" All happy. I said, "Get the fuck out of here!" And told them to leave. And I feel bad. I still feel bad, but we still joke about it now because no one's ever done that to them. But I was just like, I think I even was just like, dude, this is such bad style. Like, I'm in here sick, and here you guys are like all excited and cheerful, like sitting in my room staring at me. Like, this is messed up, man. Get the fuck out of here. And they bounced. And then when I saw them later, we all had a good laugh. But yeah, so you get through that. Man, I had to be in there like 10 days because the blood pressure issue, had to get that all squared away. They ended up figuring that out. It was, then it's time to go to your new home. And we're talking like, I don't know, like 35 to, dude, some people stay there like freaking 6 months, dude. It's just, you stay until you're better, I guess. It's crazy until they say you're better. But some people like don't have anywhere to go, dude. They've blown it with their family. They have work to do on themselves, and it's like they just don't. It's like they could go to prison, or they don't know what to do, and they got more to take care of. So they're in there like 6 months, dude. It's crazy. I went to Wasatch, it's called, up. It's located in between the canyons, which is kind of cool. But the place is dope. It's like a big couple of houses, turned into big old houses, turned into the facility. And I'll tell you, it's like going into Big Brother or something the first day. You walk in, you walk into this place, dude. You don't know anybody. You're feeling like shit. You look like shit. And all of a sudden, you just meet your whole house all at once. And they know how it is, dude. So they want to make you feel comfortable, dude. So all of a sudden, you got like, I think my house had almost like 20 people in it. And they just, all of a sudden, you meet all these people. And one of them's like in charge of showing you around, telling you the rules. And it's wild, dude. It's like all of a sudden, you're just thrown into this wild setting. And you meet these people that are rad, man, and you're starting to realize, wow, all walks of life, addiction has no barrier, has no discrimination, man. It doesn't discriminate. It's like, it could be a teacher, it could be a bus driver, it could be your garbage man, it could be your mailman, it could be your mom, it could be your brother, black, white, male, female, politics, freaking all classes, rich, poor. It's there. It's a disease, and it affects all. So your house is filled with all these random people, random ages, way more males than females, because for females, like committing to leaving their house where there's kids and stuff, that's not going to happen. Which sucks, because they often don't get the treatment they need. But man, they make you feel great, and you're in this big old crib. It's like being in some sort of camp. It's camp therapy, I guess. There's all these, they start reading off all these rules, and there's kind of some crazy rules at first. You're like, whoa, man. They take your cell phone, of course. That's boom, taken away. Search you for drugs, go through all your clothes. There's random piss tests, just to make sure, because, people are there sometimes from a stay out of jail or prison scenario. It's like, it's prison or it's here. What are you going to do? And so they ended up, they'll throw drugs over the wall and have their dealer come by and whatever, It's wild, and there's food in there, like anything you can imagine. And plus they cook you like 3 awesome meals. You're going to the gym every day. You're doing yoga. You're doing that shit where you're doing boot camp. That's what it's called, like the burpees. And it's just they keep you busy. Wake up to you want to go to bed early, man. You're hitting the sack at like 9 o'clock, man. It's the earliest I gone to bed in so long, and you're up at 6:30, man. Breakfast, boom. Everyone has chores, and everyone's working together, and there's drama. There's all these rules that they have in place, and at first you're like these rules are lame, like I can't share a cigarette with this guy if he needs it. I'm gonna give him a cig if he needs it, or I can't watch R-rated channels. Like that's insane, dude. I'm a freaking grown adult, dude. Like back up. Like just crazy rules. No swearing unless you're in process, and I'll get to process. And it's just like, dude, these rules are just insane. And at first you're just like, people like myself and the people that are there, we rebel against stuff like that. We don't do well with crazy rules. But you learn, and I'll get to this. Like you learn that what they're doing with these rules is all set up on purpose. Like you don't get in trouble if you give the guy a cigarette or if you swear. The rules are in place to reprogram you, and it's all about giving you this new structure that you're supposed to adhere to, and these new habits like making your bed and this is when you get up. This is where you go. This is when you go to sleep. And it's like it clicks one day. Like, oh, these guys, they don't care if I give this guy a cigarette, or they don't care if I swear. They're reprogramming me. I'm feeling reprogrammed. I'm not swearing. Like this is weird. I am going to bed earlier. I don't want to give this guy share a cigarette. Like this is weird. It's actually working. And you realize it's like you got to give 100% to this program and not fight it, because if you fight it, you're not ready. You shouldn't be there. They don't even tell you. If you're not going to take this seriously, you are in someone else's bed that wants to live, because it could be, it could be life or death for the next person. They're injecting fentanyl and they're dying, where they could have been in that bed, but you took it and you're not serious about it. So they tell you that all the time, and it's true. So it's like, take it seriously. Give it 100%, because that's what you're here to do, right? And if you're not going to give it 100%, it's like, what's the point? You got to just go. You got to go all in. And, man, so you start to get in with the program, and then you have a thing called process. And my process at my place was every day, Monday through Friday, for 3 hours. And process is kind of what I just did, basically sit here and tell you my story. But when I'm done, everyone in the room gets to add their 2 cents, give their opinion, say where I might have done something wrong or something I did good, and that'll be kind of moderated by the therapist, because they don't want, they know, and they got to be like, all right, chill, all right, back up a second, like you're coming in too hard, and there are these rules you follow, and all this, and this, and it's crazy, dude. It's like psychological hardcore warfare, dude. You'll hear some stories in there that just rock your world, dude, and everyone's crying, and it's just the gnarliest shit you ever heard. It's messed up. It's like, dude, I understand why you turn to drugs. I get it, bro. Like that's crazy. It's gnarly shit, but you also see that you kind of relate to everybody one way or another, and they relate to you, and you just start to realize, like, these drugs don't discriminate. Everyone's dealing with this shit, and at the end of the day, you're not special. Your situation's not special. It all comes back to this disease that's just freaking running rampant in our lives, and it's gnarly. And for me, for the last, I don't even know how many years, I've only hung out with snowboarders, which is wild, because that's just the people I meet and work with. So it was really cool to all of a sudden meet all these people that, are not involved with snowboarding, don't know anything about snowboarding, and get to know them. And because you're doing this processing and living in these not tight quarters, the house is actually beautiful. You're just doing all these stuff, and you get kind of tight. It's like the effect when you go on a rail trip and dig in, work hard, and you get this component of camaraderie, and it's like, these are your boys now, and it's like, I don't know, you're almost going through PTSD in that therapy room, dude, because they're coming at you, dude. It's just some hardcore shit, and it can break you wide open. And man, I would say, even if you don't have any problems as an addict, like that shit is good for anybody, dude, because it's some hardcore shit, and it just gets you talking about things that have happened in your life. And the therapists there are good, man. They are really good at what they do. The whole staff, dude, everyone cares. And it's like at first when you get there, you hate it. You're so bummed you don't have your cell phone. Like, can't even believe you agreed to this. And then you don't want to leave by the end of it. You don't want to turn your phone back on. You like, they teach you about being present. And the cell phone's just taking you away from that. And you're eating all this great food, dude. I was calling my wife on a landline, like making plans of when I'm gonna call her, like we were little kids in high school again, and it was fucking awesome, man. It's like this amazing feeling, and we just don't have that enough anymore. So I don't know. That was really cool, and not to mention just learning about yourself and getting back into. I was playing pickleball and playing volleyball and freaking. Played so many sports, I got like plantar fasciitis, dude, because it's freaking my flat feet. But damn, dude, I'll settle for plantar fasciitis if I'm gonna be the pickle volleyball champion of the world. You know what I mean? You gotta go hard when you gotta go hard. That's what's up. Yoga, dude. J2 always told me that it's better to be stiff and pissed, but dude, twos, you were off, dude. I love yoga, dude. I got a yoga kit here at the crib now, dude. I put that on a projector and. You can YouTube up some whatever type of yoga you want, dude. It's dope, dude. It's yoga's a shit. But yeah, man. I think it's there's this resource that's out there to help you, to help your family member, to help your brother, to help your father, to help your mother, whoever needs it. Maybe it's your little sister, maybe it's your neighbor. I don't know. Maybe it's your dog. Just kidding, it's not your dog. But there's these resources that are out there, and health insurance is here to help you, and health insurance is cheap now if you know what you're doing. So it's like there's a path, man. You just got to follow it. You just got to follow this path, and dude, you can change your life, man. And I don't know. I hope somebody hears this and they take these steps, dude, and don't beat yourself up, dude. They tell you this in the spot. It's like, it's a process, dude. They say, dude, that there's like a 90% chance you're going to relapse. You know what? Angie and I quit a lot of times if you throw in all the times we quit at home. And yeah, I'd probably say they're right, dude. It's hard. It's freaking hard. A lot of people, they go through that to those rehabs more than once, man. Like I've seen some people, they're claiming big numbers, dude. One or two times, those are rookie numbers, dude. We're like 6 or 8, some people. Shit's no joke, dude. But you know what? It's if it gets you there, I don't care if it takes 6. I don't care. Some people do it in 1. Like I was saying, whatever, man. It's whatever it takes. It's your life, dude. Take advantage of it. Tools, man. I want to get this Discord going, and maybe we can have our own form of processing. To shoot the shit in there. People can talk and tell their story like I just did, But I got a lot of organization, dude, with this podcast. So as I get it rolling, we'll get the Discord going. But let's do this, man. The sky's the limit, dude. Mental health, let's squash this scenario with addiction. It's all around us, dude, and it's destroying families. It's breaking up marriages. It's taking their parents away from kids. It's time to make a change, man. Let's do this. Dude, Patreon members, thank you so much, man. I can't, like I said, I'm new here. I'm out here. After 3 years with the other spot, I got to rebuild, dude. Like everyone who hits subscribe, dude, that's huge. I gotta catch up. I got rookie numbers. You know what I mean? Starting fresh over here. So, yeah, hit subscribe, man. Hit like. Check out Patreon. Check out merch, dude. To anyone who supports any of that, it's huge, man. I'm just glad to be back. Be back here with you. Let's remember Tuesday, dude. That's gonna be the new day. I got something new for you. A new segment I'm gonna be dropping. It's gonna be dropping this Tuesday, as long as everything goes smooth. But yeah, let's handle biz, man. Let's get it straight for 2024, man. It's I feel like COVID and other scenarios seem to just really harshen shit up for people, and and really just destroy a lot of work people have put in, and people have to restart. And yeah, man, mental health's an issue these days, and addiction, mental health, it's all hand in hand. Let's I don't know. That's my story, man. These are my truths. I'm glad I was able to share it all with y'all, because telling a story feels good. It feels good for me talking about it, getting it off my chest. So I do it as much for myself as I do for all you. No, I'm just kidding, dude. I just hope that resonates with somebody. And you got questions, man? Hit me in the DMs. I'm here. Lately, if I get busy because there's so many DMs, it might take me a little bit to get caught up, but I will get back to everybody. And I'll see y'all Tuesday. And I hope you guys enjoyed this talk, man. A little one-on-one with y'all from me to you. Much love. Talk to you soon. Peace.